everybody. So I wanted to make a video about what KAP is. So a lot of times people, when they think about KAP, when they see the videos online, they have these ideas about what it might be. So if this is your first time doing KAP, this video is for you. So I will walk you through a session, how it goes. So you will reach out to a facilitator and she will provide you a location. Usually there will be a group that's gathering there, so usually between a couple of people to 20 people to 30 people, it all depends. You will all be welcomed by the facilitator. You will pay the fee that's required, and then you will all be seated in a circle. When everybody's seated, the facilitator will explain to you. KAP stands for Kundalini Activation Process. It was invented by Venant Wang, who has his own spiritual journey and his own experience with energy modalities. And then he invented this modality. What this is he has the ability to transmit two frequencies, the frequency of non-duality and the frequency of the Kundalini. So when he does that, what happens is the non-duality energy will come in through your crown chakra, right? And it will activate your own Kundalini energy, right? And then your own Kundalini energy will start its own process. So it's not the outside energy doing something in you. It's your own energy being activated. And then I must say, the non-dual energy, it has an intelligence, and the intelligence is guiding your process. It will guide you in a very intelligent way. It will always give you only what you're ready for, only what you need at a specific moment and that time. It will never give you what you cannot handle. So you will never be overwhelmed. You will never get like something that you are not ready for. So it's very gradual, very step by step. So he invites people who want to be a facilitator, and then he teaches them the ability to also be a transmitter, right, of those two frequencies. So your facilitator will then tell you whatever happens in this session is not as important as what happens after the session in the integration. Because here it's like you're getting an energetic upgrade. You're getting a reconfiguration of your energetic body. You get a healing, you get an adjustment, like a chiropractic adjustment, and you go home and you will see things will start to shift, start to change without your intent or will. Now, what can happen in a session, right? When the session will start, the facilitator will start very loud music that starts very light, builds up, and then comes down. And the music will guide you, and it may facilitate certain reactions in you: joy, happiness, sadness, anger, the need to dance, the need to scream. It may be stimulating. It's always very nice music and very beautiful music. So she starts the music, and you are all asked in a certain circle or square to lie down with your head toward the middle, right? And she then asks you to close your eyes and just lay there and breathe. Focus on your breath, stay in your body. What she then does is she starts connecting to this energy field, and she's transmitting the energies. The energy will come into the room and it will start to circulate into the room, going through your crown chakra to your root chakra, activating your Kundalini and activating your process. Your process will start. When that happens, different symptoms can occur. Some people experience nothing at all. They just lie there and they don't seem sensitive to it. Some people might get a cold feeling. a warm feeling. Some people might feel tingling sensation or warmth, energetic sensation. Some people might feel energy moving in their body. Some people might feel shaking. Some people might feel like energy that's stuck somewhere, and it's like pressing, 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 pressing. And mind you, the more sessions that you do, the deeper the experience will go, and the more it will change. No session is the same. Some sessions you will have one experience, and the other session you will have different experience, because in the beginning, if you haven't done breath work or energy work, your energy and energetic pathways might be blocked. So it might need some time to open up. You will see in the first session you might feel a block here or a sensation here. Second session, arm might start to move, or you might start to feel certain emotions, waves coming. It's like you're riding waves of emotions. You might start get visuals in the next session, or sound might start to want to be expressed, or you might feel traumas coming up and like releasing those traumas. You might start to see visuals. You might start to see things about your past lives, about certain, let's say, situation in the world. You might see different dimensions. You might get a different sense of perception of reality. You might see like how we are all connected through energy cords. You might have experiences where you see situations from your life, and then the energy changes something in that. It allows you to release something or recontextualize something. You might have like a therapy session. You might see angels. You might see the energetic room, the energy in the room, and the energy of everybody in the room. You might feel like you're almost not possessed, but you're like in this flow, like you're dancing. I had one experience a couple of times where I was so in tune with the energy was flowing so in tune that my body stood up, and without opening my eyes, because you have to keep your eyes closed the whole time, I could feel everybody in the room, and I could see and feel their chakras. I could see where it was stuck. I could see where somebody was like energetically being blocked, or they had like a darkness that was attached to them. And I could see how the energy was then using my hand to remove something or change something, and to add light to them, or help them heal. And it was so beautiful to see how the energy is doing this all by itself, and you're not in control at all. So a plethora of different experiences may occur. Don't get attached to experience, because it doesn't really matter what happens in the session. What's important is what happens after the session. So she will walk through the room, and you will hear other people have their own experience. Some people might start to cry, and you may feel irritated, or scream, and you may feel irritated or upset by it. Realize that your reaction to somebody else reveals more about yourself than about them, because it says something about why you feel irritated by that. Maybe you want to express yourself like that, but you have judged yourself that you shouldn't be like that. So you're projecting that judgment on the other person. But somewhere in you would also like to experience that way. So realize everybody has their own process, and focus on your own process. And if you notice that those things come up, judgments or reactions to other people, realize it's all your own internal patterns that are just reacting to whatever's happening, but they're not real or the truth. They're, it all depends on what kind of upbringing and conditioning you've had. So she will walk through the room, and she will start to, either without touching you, start to stimulate the energy and allow the energy to move through your body, right? You might feel like a need to move, or you might feel some sensations in the body, or you might feel changes or impulses. Always follow your impulses. If you want to stand up, stand up. If you want to walk, walk. If you want to, but if you walk, open your eyes, right? Because otherwise you'll step on other people. If you want to scream or cry or do a yoga position, sometimes you go into a yoga position, just let it all flow. I've had like sessions where I went into a headstand, or a lot of times when you do a bridge, and certain points the facilitator may touch certain chakra points, or she may touch you in a certain way. Now the facilitator has no idea why she's touching you the way she's touching. She has no idea what is happening in you. So the facilitator is usually not getting any information about what you're going through or what you're experiencing. So I might be experiencing loneliness, being abandoned, and all of a sudden I'm in that emotion and I feel that energy, and she might come to me, she might put her hand here, and the moment she put her hands here, because the energy is streaming through her, it will go through her hand in me, and it's not like an ordinary touch. It's like an energetic touch where it feels like almost divine. You feel this inflow of energy, and the energy in you starts to change and adapt, and you release, or some kind of movement happens. A sound might come out. You might start to cry. You might start to feel deeper. You might start to feel comforted. Like, oh my God, I love you so much. Thank you. And you feel that it's all okay. Now the facilitator, when she's doing that, the moment she starts to emit the frequencies, she's like in this state where the energy is streaming through her, and she's almost like in a non-dual state where she sees everybody with the same kind of love. There's no like, I like this more, I like that more. The energy is just streaming through her, and it gives her impulses. Go here, do this, do that, touch here, touch there. They don't have any they don't see into your process. The energy just uses them as vehicles of consciousness to operate on you, or to help you through your process. So she will walk through the room, and she might touch you, she might stay with you for a while, but she will go with everybody. And then towards the end, there might be different experiences throughout the session, because I've noticed sometimes with a small group it might be very nice and very energetically strong, because there's one facilitator, not a lot of people, so everybody's getting a lot of stimulation and energy work done. Second experience might be that it's a very big group, 20-30 people, and this all depends on the group. I like it like comparing, like it's a soup we all make, and we're all ingredients. Sometimes it's a very sweet soup, sometimes it's like a very quiet soup, sometimes it's a very delicious soup, sometimes it's spicy, it's electric. It all depends. I don't know, it's just a constellation of the energy of the people. Sometimes it's really like a party and everybody's having a blast, everybody's screaming and crying and shouting and dancing and happy. Sometimes everybody's just quiet, and it's like this smooth ride, not a lot's happening. Sometimes it's a mix, right? Some people experience a lot, some people experience not a lot. When you do a private session, it's very intense. I must say that, because I've done a private session, and then the wattage is always on. You feel the energy being constantly stimulated to go deeper, to go deeper, to go deeper, and it's like one process after the other, one process after the other, and you constantly like almost like pushed along gently, pushed along gently, pushed along gently, and it's always an amazing experience. It was like the things I've seen and that happened there, it's like way more intense than in a psychedelic journey. There was this one man in a session that said, this is like drugs without drugs. So as the session will end, the music will become very slow, and the music will be slow. The facilitator will start to come around, either using Palo Santo or some kind of music piece, and she will walk you back into your body, allow you to come back and allow you to, you know, to gather yourself. And then afterwards, you will all sit in a circle, and usually they give out tea and some snacks, and there's a sharing for whoever wants to share something that they experienced, but you don't have to. Like, I find sharing very conducive and very helpful because it allows you to integrate the fragmented experience that you just had into something real, right? The moment you speak it out, you make new memories, and your mind gives meaning to it, and you start to understand it rationally and contextualize it. Otherwise, it just stays in you like some mystical thing that happened, and I don't really know what happened. But the moment you speak, and you will seek words, and you will try to understand it, and you will integrate it. It will be a part of something you've lived through, and not just a memory or a hazy dream. But I mean, some people don't share, and that's okay also. It's everybody has their own process. And then she will, like, after everybody shared, she sometimes gives feedback, sometimes she talks about things. Sometimes people are like really happy because they notice, like, oh, we've had similar experiences. You know, when you shouted and I did this, it really helped me to go deeper, because when I heard you shouting so strong, I felt like I can also shout like that, and I started to shout and release and release and release. Sometimes you feel like you're on this same wavelength, or you had like this similar process. So afterwards, the facilitator will tell you that there are certain things that you can do to help you with the after process. So when you go home, you know, eat high frequency foods, fruits and vegetables. Avoid low frequency foods, processed foods, meats. Take time for yourself, take a bath, walk in nature, spend time alone if you need to. Be gentle and kind to yourself. You know, spend some time with yourself, take a massage, write in a journal. If you have any questions about any experience, you can always reach out to the facilitator. They're always there for you. It's very nice. Now, throughout the whole experience, the facilitator is there, and you're completely safe, because it's not like she's unconscious. She's the people that do this, they're very mature and they're very responsible, and so it's not like you're gonna be in this, you know, hippie whippy state where you're flying, and they're gonna ground you. You're gonna be grounded. You're gonna feel okay, and yeah, that's about it. I think I didn't forget anything. There's a lot to say, right? So every facilitator has their own process, right? And every facilitator does it with their own style, and every facilitator has their own energy. So you will notice with some facilitators you feel more at ease. With other facilitators you feel more like there's a fiery energy, like things are gonna happen, passionate things. With another facilitator you might feel like this caressing motherly warmth, or this genuine joy, like it's like we're gonna party, you know. So it's all very different. Now, as for the experiences that you might have in the session, again, I just want to go over them very quickly. You might experience nothing. Like 10% of people experiences nothing. And the more that you do sessions, the more that your energy paths were clear, and you will experience more and more and more. And your process will go deeper. So after, they recommend to do 1 to 5 sessions, because then your energy is activated and your pathways are open, and then your experiences and your processes start. I view it as like a chiropractic maneuver. I go and something in me is like, and I'm set, you know. I go out and yeah, things in my life change for the better. Um, it's so funny, you know. The day before a session, you might have like this certain relationship with somebody, or some kind of atmosphere or dynamic with somebody, and after the session, you feel you've let it go, and you see the person, and the dynamic has changed completely, without you having to think about it, rationalize about it, make a story about it. It just changed because energetically things shifted, and you feel the truth for you now. You're like, huh, you're not hampered by your previous perception or your projection on the person. So nothing may happen. You might feel small sensation. You might feel impulses to move. You might feel um, shifts in consciousness. Your consciousness may be put into this empty state, into a love state, into non-dual state. You might start to see visions of your future, of things in your life that you have to do, of your past lives, of your parents, of situations that need to change or unfold. I've had sessions where I saw that I was attached to some people with an energy cord. Those energy cords were cut. I saw how things were having a certain kind of context and interpretation, and they were being recontextualized, and I was free from those events. I saw things that I needed to do, like you need to do this, you need to go this path. I saw guardian angels. I saw guides. I saw like messengers that told me a specific thing. I saw like visions of the future, like what might happen in the world. What is my plan? What is my role to play in this world and in this time? So you, like on the visual sense, you might travel to different dimensions. Like I've had this experience where there was like a portal that opened, and I felt myself going through the portal. It was like I was in the kingdom of heaven. And there are so many experiences. At a certain point, there were angels that came to me, and they picked me up, and I felt my hands being picked up, and I was dancing with them, and I was singing with them spontaneously. And the energy carries you throughout the whole process. But like these experiences, they all come after like 5, 10, 15, 20 sessions. Like it took me 15 sessions before I could make sounds. Before that, I was too shy, too closed off. It took me 10 sessions to start to move, to dance. It took me, excuse me, how many sessions? It took me about 15 to 20 sessions to start seeing guardian angels, to start seeing like the bigger picture. Yeah, you might feel cold sensation, warm sensation, energy moving in your body, blocks, traumas coming up, being released. Always realize that whatever you will experience, right? What you need to focus on is staying in your body, because your mind will try to look at it from a distance and try to rationalize it, try to contextualize it, try to talk it out, like this means this means that, blah 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 blah. It's not conducive to the experience. What you need to do is stay in your body. What I do is I say I'm back, and I breathe. I focus on my breathing, the sensation of breath, and I just focus on the sensation of breath. And if you focus on the sensation of breath, coming in, coming out, you will notice that by you focusing on that, the process will continue by itself, because your attention is not on what is happening. It's just on the breath, and you relax also, or on feeling your hands, feeling your body, feeling your emotions. But whatever you do, don't get stuck in your head. There's also a trap when you had 1 or 2 sessions, that you might start to come with an expectation of how it should be or how it will be. When that happens, you will usually, and I can say this for sure because I've had this, my friend had this, other people had this, you will usually be disappointed, because every session is a unique session with a unique constellation of people and energy. So every session will be different. So let go of the expectations and realize the best mindset to come with is with an open, neutral mindset. If you have an open, neutral mindset, you will always get the maneuver, or the chiropractic maneuver, or the energetic upgrade that you need in that specific moment. And just surrender to that process. See it as like, I'm just going to a therapist to work with something. But you realize, like, the more you have an intention, the more you kind of limit yourself. The more open you are, neutral. And you can achieve this by beforehand meditating, doing like a meditation of full relaxation, or doing a massage, or doing breath work. That's what I usually do, breath work or meditation, so that I put myself in this neutral state where I can allow things to happen. Otherwise, there's like this tension. I want something to happen. I want to have an experience, or some kind of experience like I had before. So that was about it. Yeah, plethora of experiences, and they're beautiful and they're wonderful. But I tell you, like, it's very nice to have mystical experiences, but the most important, because it allows you to make the mystical and the spiritual dimension, it allows you to explore that dimension and to integrate it into your normal life. It's like physicality is real for us, right? Because we experience it a certain way, and the spiritual dimension is also real, but our experience of it is different because we experience it in a different way, because of the apparatus of the human body that we have, and the five senses that we have to experience. Doesn't mean that that's not real. That's also real. But you have to understand, whatever's happening in your sessions, you cannot really do anything with it with your mind, right? Try to hold on, do something with it, try to predict the future, try to do something. Like, you will feel that after the session, as time progresses, you will feel this inner knowing, not a head know, but an inner knowing in your heart of what is true, of what is right. And you will see things will change by themselves. Things will start to fall into the place. You will see, like, whoa, I'm expressing my truth more. Whoa, I'm feeling my feelings more. I'm not suppressing them anymore. And yeah, it's quite a journey, and I invite all of you to enjoy it. Thank you very much. Bye.